is BT Portimao review. Let's get right to it. Hey, if you get a chance, go to Portugal. The Portimao circuit is nothing short of beautiful, muy bonito. It is, and they call it the roller coaster for a reason, man. It is the roller coaster. I got my steps in, let's put it that way. I must have logged, no lie, probably 50,000 steps. Seriously, I mean, in true American style, I wanted to have a scooter. That's how much my hips hurt after the weekend. I'm like, hey, could you give me a scooter and drop me off at Walmart? I got to pick up some things. But it's great. If you get a chance, go into Lisbon a day early. Go to Lisbon. It's about 3 hours away from the circuit. Go to Lisbon. Lisbon's like a cross between, it's like a Walmart and a Target. You know, it's got the prices like a Walmart, but it's like a Target. And you're like, this is nice. But it's a good place if you get a chance to go. All right, let's get right to it. Moto 3, Daniel Holgado, rider of the race. We don't talk enough about Daniel Holgado. This kid had a bloody nose in Australia. Remember that? How do you bloody your nose in a race crash? He did. He is a beast. He was a rider of the race. Heartbreak goes to Angel Pacaris. No fault of his own. He had a crash. This kid's going to be top 10 before the end of the year. Trust me. Rider of the race in Moto 2, Fermin Aldeguer. First of all, I apologize for the question I asked him during the press conference if he saw me. I didn't mean to cross him up. I know his English is not good. My bad. Lo siento, lo siento, lo siento. Del negro, lo siento. Anyway, he's riding the race. Double long lap penalty for jumping the start. It wasn't really a jump start. It was more like you ever roll a stop sign like, hey, no cop, no stop. And you just kind of keep going. But if a car came, you'd make it in time. You know, it's not like you're hitting a pedestrian. And that's what he did. He kind of rolled it just a little bit. But I get maybe one. But a double long lap penalty? Come on, man. Heartbreak goes to his teammate. Alonso Lopez, man, when that guy is hot, he is hot like pastrami on an August day at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday. I'm talking, muy caliente. But when he has that little crash, whatever, it's like, God damn it, Alonso Lopez. Anyway, he's my heartbreak. He was gonna dog walk those people. He was gonna dog walk that whole field. Anyway, props to Aaron Canet, the Bulldog. Props to him. Everybody loves Aaron Canet. That was his celebration when he kicked his leg out and gave the peace sign. I thought that was just, man, that's why you love motorcycle races. Aren't they the best? I mean, if you're watching this, then duh. But aren't they the best? You just go, I wish I could do that. But anyway, he's my runner-up for rider of the race. But hey, let's get right to it. MotoGP. Heartbreak goes to Maverick Vinales. God damn, Mac was having a great weekend. Through no fault of his own, the bike messed up, but Maverick must be hearing those the whisperings about him leaving, like, and Mac does what he does. When you count him out, he comes back. He's like Lazarus. He's like, is he dead? I'm back, and that's when he came back. Good job by him. Rider of the race. Listen, I'm gonna sound like everybody else, but trust me when I say this. You got to give it to Pedro Acosta because he passed Brad Binder, who no one talks about him. Brad Binder is a South African Marc Marquez. He's a South African 2002 Marc 2002. He's the 2015 Marc Marquez, 2014 Marc Marquez. That's what he is. He's a hard pass. He passed Brad Binder, Marc Marquez, who Marc at this point of the game, Marc realizes what's going on. He's more cerebral, and he goes, okay, he's basically doing the Ali rope-a-dope. Right? He's going, hey, this kid's faster than me. I'm going to let him burn out his tires if he does. But if not, I'm just going to follow him. If he gets in a battle with Pecco, I'll catch up to Pecco. And that's what he did. He does the rope-a-dope, sits back on the ropes. Let Pedro pass you. Just stay in his groove, you know, just ride your own race. And then toward the last 5 laps, bam, bam, bam. And that's basically what he did. And then he passed Pecco back. Now he's the 2-time world champion, the current world champion. I mean, he battled him. But Pedro raced him like a veteran, and then he went to work. That's why he's my rider of the race. And don't get me wrong, Jorge Martin deserves credit because Jorge Martin, basically, I remember I called him the 2-pump chump. He's great in the sprints, like, and then it comes time to like, let's have a long night of lovemaking. And he's like, and then it's like, is it over? Yeah, lo siento. This time he had the roses, the nice dinner, gave her the chocolates, and then he gave her a long night of lovemaking, That's what Jorge Martin did. He brought it. Never really faltered. I thought Vinales was going to catch him, but he managed the tires. Great job of Jorge Martin, underrated on the track. On the track that almost killed him, or at least put him out of business 2 years ago, and he came back and won on that track. You know what that's like? That's like going out with somebody who broke your heart, and then 2 years later, you go out with them again, and you break their heart. And that's what he did, man. Great job by him. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But get to Pedro Acosta and KTM. Listen, KTM can have a third bike, a third factory team. They really can. If Ducati can do it with Pramac and Gresini, why can't KTM do it? KTM's got the money. Who doesn't drink that shit? I would drink a KTM smoothie, wash it down with a KTM the eggs Benedict, and then have lunch and have a KTM hibachi. I would drink that shit. I would walk around like a crackhead all day if that meant KTM could have a third team on the grid. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And let's be honest, we all love Jack. I love Jack, but the writing's on the wall. That's Pedro's bike next year. Let's just be honest. I love Jack, but listen, Pedro's getting the new parts, not Jack. Pedro's getting the new parts before Jack. That right there says it all. And I mean, that's it. We all know what that means. It's over. It's kind of like when your wife or girlfriend has a work husband, which I think is bullshit, right? And then he's buying her flowers and they're going out and you're going, yeah, it's pretty much over. And that's what it is, man. But like I said, they could get another satellite team. Why? How come they can't? I mean, honestly, I think KTM could. Like I said, they got the money. I mean, Gas is essentially KTM. I mean, it's kind of like a Caitlyn Jenner bike. You know, it's really KTM, but identifies as a Gas. Like, hey, nice decathlon win, Gas. That's what it is. Let's be honest. KTM can do it. They won a championship. I mean, they're like Billy from Purple Rain. Look, I got 4 bikes. I don't need 5. I won a championship. Understand? I want to see some top steps to the podium. I want to see us raise the trophy. You understand me? My time is valuable. And that's what it is. And Pedro can bring him that championship. I'm sorry. I think Pedro, I think he's almost on tier with Brad Binder right now. I want to see them battle. Don't get me wrong, but he might be better than Binder now. And I love Binder. I think Binder's great. People think I hate on Binder. I don't. I think Binder's great. He races awesome. But I just think at this stage of the game and the way Pedro's getting it, I mean, he's getting it. Is he getting it? Oh, he's gotten it. And he's coming up. So you got to give it to Pedro Acosta. I think he's going to be in a factory seat. And I don't see why KTM can't get another satellite team. I don't care what you call them. Gas, sag, whatever you got to call them. Get another factory team for Jack. Jack needs to be a Motogp. But that's what I have. And I don't know about the celebration. I don't know why I bring this in, but I was at, like I said, Portimao. I don't know what the celebration is with the Aprilia team and Maverick with the gorilla face. I'm not going to lie. I really thought he was in blackface for a second. I go, what in the... But I laughed and I go, I wonder what that's about. And they won't tell, which is good. We don't need to know everything. But for a brief second, I thought he was in blackface. And I was like, oh, man. I thought we was cool, man. Anyway, I thought it was great racing. I really did. Tell me what you guys think. As always, you guys, I appreciate it. Sorry it's late, but like I said, I traveled all night. And actually, I stayed in the same hotel with the Red Bull racing team in Lisbon. And it was great. Denny and Chu was on my floor. We were neighbors, which I thought was great. Anyway, but like I said, I thought it was great racing. If you haven't got a chance, go to Portimao. And what I didn't mention is, I think Marc Marquez's arm. By the way, that was a racing incident with he and Pecco. That was a racing incident. Marc passed him. Pecco was coming back. That's a double apex. And Marc's coming in, and Pecco, they both kind of held their line. It happens. It's racing. And I don't know if you guys saw the first couple laps, right? Pecco and Marc touched, right? I think and Bastianini and him touched. It's racing, man. It's going to happen. People get all up in arms. It's always Marquez, and Marquez is always around the trouble. But it wasn't his fault. So, but they need to get together and try to stop Pedro. But anyway, what no one talks about, I think Marc's arm is still bothering him. Watch when it was the fan parade and they're all taking pictures with the fans. If you notice, Marc turned his back this way and he held his arm out straight, kind of like Bob Dole. Remember Bob Dole was running for president and he had the arm because he was in the war and he had the arm with the pen. He was like, "I'm Bob Dole, I'm running for president." That's what Marc is. I was watching the arm like, I don't think it's right. No one talked about he still had the sleeve on his arm in Qatar. No one talked about that. When he crashed, when he had those low sides, he held his arm like this, like this. And I was like, I don't think the arm is right. But you know, Marc, he ain't gonna say shit. That's what I love about Marc. If you got a secret to tell it to Marquez. He ain't gonna say shit. If you're gonna play poker, don't play poker with Marquez. He will take you hook, line, and sinker. That face is straight. He says everything he says everything he was supposed to say. But you know, underneath it, the real truth is there. Anyway, but I think that his arm is bothering. They showed him when he was in the garage, and he had his arm like this. He was doing exercise, but the other arm just kind of stayed there. I think his arm's still bothering, but still, great ride by Marquez. It's a damn shame he had to finish that way. I know Pecco's pissed, but it's a racing incident. But still, Marc kind of did blame Pecco. He goes, it's a racing incident, but it's Pecco's fault. which I thought was great. Anyway, MotoGP is the greatest it's ever been this year. I love it. I hope it continues. We'll see if Pedro Acosta can maintain that form throughout the season. I want to know what you guys think. You think he'll break Marquez's record for the youngest to win a race? He's got to do it before the Sachsenring, which is in July. So do you think Pecco Acosta is going to win a race before the Sachsenring? I don't know. I'm going to say right there, I don't know. This is the toughest field it's ever been, with Martin with great speed and Marquez doing the rope-a-dope, because Marquez knows how to beat you cerebrally. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, do you think Pedro's going to win before the Sachsenring? Right now, I'm going to say I don't know. It's 50-50. But anyway, that's what I got to say for the race review. Thank you guys for being patient. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you go, hey, get a different day job? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys at Dakota. Until then, you know the word. Peace.